Play Sports Town Hall meeting. I appreciate y'all all coming. Hopefully we'll have some more people join us in just a bit, because I'm looking forward to the opportunity to answer some questions, to throw out some vision out there, and see what our community wants. The first thing I'd like to do for the past, I guess it was mostly January, right around the first of the year, I asked a couple of people to assist me in getting this programming together. So I wanted to be sure and mention them. Jeremiah Whitfield is our athletic director, in case nobody knows, I don't know. Does everybody here know him?
Oh, yeah.
Another person who has really assisted me is Rick Hopkins. Mr. Hopkins is a local pastor. He is a councilman for Argo, and he's also the Springville Sports and Youth Sports and Rec Director.
Parks Rec Director, yes.
Park and Rec Director. Thank you, Park and Rec Director. So a lot of experience there. Mr. Kerry Stevenson couldn't join us tonight, but he is a championship coach, author, motivational, inspirational speaker, and educator and sports consultant, and he is going to be on board with assisting us in some of this training that we want to do. Melanie Sledge, back there, is a local entrepreneur, gym owner, uses the building right back here. She's got a gym in the basement. We'll be using some of her services. Terrell West here is a mentor, CCHS alumni, and a coach. Alexis Davis is also there, and she's a local advocate and educator, so we're delighted to have her as well. T.P. Piles is the Pinson athletic director. I really appreciate the fact that other local cities are willing to invest in this program and help us get it up and running. That is what we want. We want a local league. We want some local leagues. We want some local activity where we're kind of crossing our boundaries to hang out and get to know some other people in some other cities that are near and surround us. Mr. Chris Nail has been a part of it as well. He is a local counselor and businessman. And I don't think Mr. Winder is here tonight, but he has also been helping. So if you look at the screen over there, we are excited. We'll use the catchphrase for now of "Let's play and clay." This is kind of our organizational chart. If you'll notice, it's a little bit backwards from the way that most of them are set up. The reason for that is with Clay Youth Sports, the most important people are on top of our chart, and the most important people are our kids. That's the whole purpose of this league. So the mayor and the councilor, we're all the way down at the bottom. So we have our players. We also want to cast that vision of having multiple kids, as many as possible, participate in our leagues. We would have our coaches, of course, assisting teaching the players. After that would come the commissioners. There would be a commissioner of each sport. There would be 2 assistants with them. These commissioners could be a coach in that particular league, or they could be a parent or a grandparent or just a community volunteer. But what their job is to assist my athletic director and staff and my coaches during the games and while games are going on our fields. They would be in the stands. They would be kind of checking to make sure everybody's having a good time. They would be managing issues as they arose. So there would be a little responsibility there. Then we have a park and rec board under that. I have 3 people who have committed to that, and am going to need 2 more. So volunteers, of course, are welcome. Like I said, Jeremiah is our athletic director at this point, and we're hoping to add an admin staff person that would be a part-time job to help him with navigating the uniforms, the schedules, the payments, the concession stands, all the kind of details, the gate, all of the details of these different activities. And then, of course, the mayor and council. If there was an issue, that's where our commissioners, they're the first line of defense for us. And so hopefully they would be able to work out any issues. And if they were not, then they would take that to the athletic director and the parks board. And hopefully be able to resolve any issues there. And the reason that I set it up that way is, as a member of the leadership team of Community Bible Study for over 20 years, and a follower of Christ, I understand that a good servant leader is a person who serves. And as your mayor, my job is to serve you, providing essential services and supporting the well-being of your families. And I think sports can bring a lot of benefit to all of our families. I want our kids to have fond memories of a childhood spent in Clay. A couple of things concerning the coaches. Coaches will be required to take this free course called Coach Safely, that will help them and train them to know some of the physical issues that could come up when kids play sports. What to look for if a kid gets knocked in the head and you think they might have a concussion. What to look for concerning hydration, those kind of things. There will be some other training of coaches because we want to make sure that our kids feel good about playing. We want them out there having fun. We want them out there enjoying themselves. We will speak positively to our kids and positively to one another, because respect anywhere and around the ball field is very important for all of us. So that would be one of the ways. There will also be a couple of coach training meetings where the coaches can kind of get all on the same page of the things that this program thinks are important. And I guess Terrell could address that a little bit more in a minute if he chooses to. And I'll bring up Mr. Rios and let him tell us what he's got going on.
Okay.
Hey everyone, Mayor Jeremiah, thanks for having me. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to introduce myself and also the opportunity to serve here in Clay. I love the intro. It aligns directly with what we offer with our youth soccer program here in Clay. So my name again is Derek Rios, and I'm here representing TFC Clay. That TFC stands for Total Football Club. Football as in the foreign name for soccer, so different than the football that we're used to here in Alabama. We're a youth soccer program that services kids from ages 3 to 19. So we get lots more participation in the fall because in the spring a lot of the older kids are playing high school ball. I am also one of the lead coaches for both the boys and girls high school team here at Clay Chalkville. So super proud of that. We like to think of TFC as a funnel program into high school. So soccer being foreign around here, I'm not afraid to admit that basketball, baseball, football are the dominating sports. But with soccer being foreign, I find it super important for us to have a foundation with our grassroots age groups, so that at the very least we're introducing that fun game of soccer, and then hopefully we can have some retention. Good thing about our program, it's low cost, low commitment, and it allows for that multi-athlete player to dabble in both, or dabble in 3 sports, where we keep the environment fun, engaging, without applying any stress to where they have to overly commit. So super proud of that. We've been around since the winter of 2021. That's when I met Jeremiah. That's when I had the idea of starting up with a camp. And we did a weekend camp that generated over 130 players here in Clay, servicing kids from Clay, Pinson, Aniana, and Trustful. And that motivated us to start a league. And we had our first spring season in the spring of 2023. And we were proud to say we had over 250 kids, ages 3 to 8. And again, partnering with local municipalities, not only Clay, obviously Clay was our home base, but partnering with others to come and see what the program here at Clay was about and how it differs from the programs that they were used to. And we generated an excellent response. That motivated us in the fall of 2023 to go full service from ages 3 to 19, offer recreational and competitive. And we had over 650 kids participate across our main location, which was Clay, and then our satellite location in Pinson and Aniana. So super proud of that. And a couple things I'll mention that I think align directly with what was mentioned already is, number one, making it player-centered and player-focused. I think that was super important for us, not taking away the joy of what is youth sports because of maybe a coach or a father trying to live through their child. So keeping it engaging, keeping it fun, keeping it developmental, with the focus of not only growing in numbers, but growing in quality. Because again, like I mentioned earlier, we look at ourselves as a direct pathway into Clay Chalkville High School and improving those JV and varsity programs. Our coaches go through background checks that are offered by the State Soccer Association, Alabama Soccer Association. They go through Coach Safely, they go through Safe Sport, which is also coaching education that they do yearly, that is required. And then depending on their level of coaching, if they are with some of the more competitive teams, they're encouraged to go through the U.S. Soccer Federation and get licensed and further continuing education so that they can better serve our population, which is the youth. Big thanks to City of Clay, the local partnerships we have with sponsors as well that have allowed it to be low cost and low commitment, that have allowed us to invest into scholarships so that soccer is accessible for all. And those partnerships have allowed it to remain local so that we limit the travel, we limit the burden that is getting to Alabaster, or getting to Palier, or getting up to Huntsville to get some decent games. Those partnerships with those municipalities have allowed us to have soccer here locally without over-exhausting on the travel. Our goal for the future is to be able to host games as well. That's something that we haven't been able to do very much. We've been at Clay as a training facility, as a training site, where a lot of the kids come because of the coaching, because of how close it is in proximity. It's very centralized to our servicing market. But the goal is to host games. The goal is to have activity at our venue, to sell at the concession stand, for people to go and dine at the local restaurants. That's our goal. And anything that the other sports can offer as far as suggestions, mayor, city council, commissioners that get appointed, I'd love to sit down and think of ideas so we can grow it.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, ma'am.
Thank you, George.
Mr. Webb, would you like to
Yeah.
tell us about the
I
sport
would.
that you're representing?
So I'm kind of speaking for softball a little bit, but mostly for Jeremiah, everything he's done. I met him a while back, just say, hey, I want to do some softball stuff, and he was all in, and it was huge for me. So I don't know if this is going to be on the slide about I've got it here. The
Our
core
mission and
Mission and
values?
core
Yes, it will.
There it is. So the mission is Clay Youth Sports is committed to providing a positive character-building experience for all participants. I've been in coaching scenarios where it's good and bad. And positive is huge for the retention of bringing kids back. And the character building, obviously, it goes way bigger than sports. Maybe having a travel ball background, like I see so much travel commitment and the work ethic that'll take you into adulthood. And sometimes, I've had this conversation last week with my girls. Sometimes you don't want to go out there to practice, but you got to go. How many times we wake up and don't want to go to work? We got things we got to do. So the core values is to teach sportsmanship, to develop character, to coach positivity, and to ensure inclusivity.
They're tricky words.
Inclusivity. We're gonna include everyone.
There we
We're gonna
go.
do, and we're gonna have fun while we do all that. So I don't know if there's any questions about that or about travel ball specifically. I know a lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth when they hear travel ball, and I did for a while too, until we actually got involved in it. It's not for everyone, but it's for the people that want to see their kids excel, just take it to another level. Sports should absolutely 100% be fun, but sometimes they just want to take it to another competitive level, and that's what travel ball is for. And the commitment is not what people think it is. They think traveling out of state, you can do that if you want to. I don't. We keep it within an hour every time we have a tournament, and there's plenty of places every single weekend to go play travel ball. So I just don't want people to get a misconception of how involved it could be.
So are we planning on having a softball league that would be a local league here that could play games against other local teams?
Yes, we're gonna have the rec
without
league.
being softball that's exclusively travel ball?
Yeah, we're gonna have the rec softball and baseball, and I think we're gonna have the travel baseball as well for those that wanna take it to that level. But when we talk about feeding into the other programs or to the school is, so I brought my daughter up, when we signed her up for softball when she was playing T-ball, there was an opportunity in Clay at the time, or I think it was co-ed or something. So we were in Trustful from the time she was in T-ball to 13U, and she just got to the point where I was like, Rec's not getting it anymore. I don't want my daughter to be the best on the team, and so I had to find that extra level for her to play at. And she's thoroughly enjoyed it, and she's excelled. And so I'm super hyped that it's gonna be in Clay. But we watched the Trustful Rec program be super solid. And we watched their all-star teams be super solid. Now they got the Red Storm, which is their travel softball, super solid. It's like a B class team at this point. And then go look at their school stats, killing it right now. So I think that's what we can do, because I saw it happen. I was right there with it, except my daughters don't go to those schools, so we pulled out at that point, obviously. But all her friends that she played all those years with are on the school team right now.
Right. Okay, tell us about, tournaments, T-trip.
Tournaments, the U-Trip is gonna be,
U-Trip, there we go.
U-Trip is gonna be coming to our park and be putting on tournaments on every weekend, right?
Starting February 28th,
February 28th, they're gonna be coming every weekend.
all the way through 6/20.
I think we've missed a lot of money and opportunities to have tournaments up there. We got a great facility. I don't know if you guys have been up there. It's an amazing facility up there. I brag on it all the time. Super clean, great parking. The fields are even getting better. But that'll be huge with them coming in. Again, it's, like you said, it's gonna bring money to the surrounding cities, restaurants and stuff that we have. Sir.
I got a question.
What do you
So
think?
basically, rec games be during the week and tournaments be weekends?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we play rec games normally on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then all travel will be on Saturdays only.
I will say that as far as the travel side of it, it's gotta start young if we're gonna build into the school program. I've had girls show up at, 12 and 13 years old, and it's almost too late
Yeah.
at that point. But 8U, like I've got two really solid girls right now at 8U, they're driving from Dora
Yeah.
to come practice with me right now, and they're just wanting some girls to build around them so they can have a good team.
Well, my kids are a little older now, but they did both rec ball and travel ball, so we did both.
A good experience with both.
Yeah, my son, we pretty much played baseball year round, so.
So my nephew lives with us, so he played one season of rec, and I took him to a travel ball tryout, and he absolutely earned his spot. And then, so he played 3 seasons of travel. We went back to rec, and Liam, how was rec? Baseball?
Not really that fun.
Not really that fun, just because it took his baseball game to such a high level. When he stepped back into that rec program, it just wasn't for him anymore, so.
Right, but rec is important
It's very important to
because
build
it
fundamentals.
teaches us the basics, the fundamentals, how to be on a team, all of the you know, cause not everybody's gonna wanna continue. And it's nice to be able to swap around, you know, when my kids were little, they did karate, they did, baseball, they did soccer, they did wrestling, they did flag foot, you know? So it's nice to be able to have that place where, you know, we're not honing elite athletes, we're just teaching kids to play ball.
Well, and multi-sport athletes, I think, is huge. It cuts down on injuries for kids, because if one kid plays baseball all his life, his pattern overload is what it's called. He's doing the same thing over and over. You get involved in other sports, you're kind of untwisting that rag of that body that's been going the same direction all the time.
Nice. Okay.
But you mentioned, I think there's flag football's coming.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, so flag football will be PLA. Mr. Simmons, didn't make it tonight, but, he'll have more information. We'll get out on that, but we will definitely have flag, start.
and I don't know if you guys know, but Jeremiah puts on like free baseball, softball clinics every Sunday.
2 o'clock.
Sundays at 2 o'clock up there at the park. I mean, it's huge. It's to come up and get some reps. It don't matter what level of ball you're on, get some reps, males, females. My softball team usually shows up at 1 o'clock and do some strength and conditioning work, mainly speed work. Anybody's invited at 1 o'clock. Any athlete, show up, get some speed work in.
Good to know.
That
All
it?
right. Thank you, Mr. Webb. Terrell, you wanna take a turn?
Somebody else.
How y'all doing tonight? Everybody doing good?
Yes, sir.
All right, just kind of brief spiel. Like she said, I went to Clay. I went to Chalkville Elementary, went to Clay Middle School, and graduated from Clay High School. Last night I was thinking, I was like, man, what am I gonna talk about? And I went to sleep, and I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and God just put something on my heart. So He put these things on my heart. He put dates, names, and numbers. All right, these dates, and it's just so critical how these dates and youth sports changed my life. All right, so August the 3rd, 2006. All right, August the 3rd, 2006, that was the day my father passed away. Everything changed for me. Everything changed for me. My world was shaking up, and I was looking for some normalcy. So August the 8th, that's a couple days later. I ain't good at math, but that's a couple days later. We had his funeral, and that was one of the most traumatizing moments that I ever been through. Seeing my father lay in the casket, and it was just rough for me. It was rough for my family, but I just remember after the funeral, I looked at my mom. I said, "Mom, I want to go to football practice." And she was like, "You sure?" I was like, "Yeah, I want to go to football practice." And that was my world, and that was my connection with my dad with sports. So I went to football practice, and after that, everything kind of lit up for me. I was out there with my friends. I was around my coaches, and it was a little bit of normal for me. But just a 9-year-old kid going through that and seeing all kind of different things that I had to go through. The one thing I can reach back to at 9 years old was youth sports. I just wanted to go to practice. So I went to practice, and I enjoyed myself. But as I grow older now, I understand what I was going back to. I was going back to that sports was my therapy. That was a way to release, a way to get my mind off things. It was a community, right? I wanted to see my friends. I wanted to see my coaches. I wanted to see my other teammates. I wanted to see a lot of the guys, a lot of the parents. It was my family. So it was my extended family. So I was able to get some energy from other people instead of my immediate family. And also the structure. I needed to get back on task. I needed to get back into my routine. The second thing, names. All right, I got Jerry Hood on here. A lot of y'all know him. I got Stuart Floyd. I got Cedric Dixon. All right, those were strong, powerful men that played a huge role in my life. So when we talk about the coaching clinic, we have to let these coaches know, right? I think we had players and we had coaches on that. We have to let the coaches know you are important to these kids, cause some of these kids don't have a father. And you can be that father presence in their life. And also, they might not have a mom. And we got teen moms that can step in. So that's the structure of sports, which we don't see the big picture. And when you got a guy like me who done played at the highest level, and it's some of the same things go on. And you think it may get complicated, but it's not. And another group of names that I got London Cook, Josiah Cook, Charlie Powell, Kaylin Powell, Callie Powell. Those are my nieces and nephews. All right, they're becoming of age. So I want them to have a great experience. I want them to have that life-changing experience in youth sports. So those are the names. And then when we talk about numbers, all right, some of y'all may have heard this number we had to meet, 85. All right, 85 is a big number for me. It's a big number for me because we did something unique while I was here. We scored 85 points in a football game, in a playoff football game, excuse me. So that's the record of a playoff football game. That's the most points ever scored in a playoff football game. And that's what I think that's what we're gonna do in here at Clay. We're gonna make history by the structure that we have, the people that we have, the people that show up here. Because that's what it's about. It's about coming together. We didn't care that game, we didn't care who scored. We just wanted to get across that line. And that's what has to happen. It don't matter who get the credit, all right? It don't matter who did what in the past or whatever, who did this. Let's just get it done. And as adults, I think we forget that sometimes. And I think we struggle with that because sometimes we want our name to be on everything, and it ain't always got to be like that. But let's get it done. Let's put our pride aside and let's get it done because like we had on that structure, the kids of this community and the players are what's most important. It's not us. We're at the bottom because it's their time. So let's have a good structure for them so they can be successful. All right, now to move on to more to what we talked about today, travel ball. I had experience with travel ball and I had experience with rec ball. All right, travel ball is cool, but I'm not a high person on travel ball. Why? Because everybody can't play travel ball. And I seen what it did with kids. I had some buddies that wasn't as talented as I was, and they didn't get the opportunity to play, so they started doing other things. But we can't let that happen. That's what we talk about all the time. We want to lead for everybody. If you can't run fast, you can come play in this league. If you can't dribble the ball, you can come play in this league. And it's up to the coaches to teach these kids. All right, we ain't pushing nobody to the side. No, your job is to teach them how to get better and how to do these things. Or else we're gonna have to find somebody else. That's just simple. That's just how it goes. Rec ball, like I said, rec ball is so important because it teaches a lot of different things. Like we said, it teaches the structure. All right, we got Jeremiah tell you we got about every time I go to school, it's about maybe 8 guys that play. Was it 15U? Mm-hmm. That's very critical because we talk about kids who don't make the basketball team at their school. They don't make the basketball team, so they're disappointed, they're mad. Now they starting problems in the school, but hey, let's get that list of who tried out, who didn't make the team. You can come play. You can come play at Clay Rick, and then we can make it fun. We can have you traveling. We can have you, but we have to get these kids involved because it's different. We can't say they don't go outside no more because it's different. They ain't able to go outside. It's not safe for them to go outside. So we have to create opportunities for the kids, like the soccer. I love the soccer thing. We have to create opportunities for these kids. They'll do what they do. They're gonna get involved in other things, and they're not supposed to. Back to the connections, like he talked about with the travel ball. Right? I talked to all the coaches, and they said the exact same thing. This can't be the first time this kid has picked up a baseball when they come to me. So we gonna get in hands with high school coaches and say, hey, what are some of the things you want us to implement? You want us to implement this system? You want us to implement this system? So we can take some of that backlash off that they feeling. Like we said, we're behind the softball. It's 100% we're behind the softball because we're not, as adults, providing the opportunity. So we have to look at those things and say, hey, okay, all right, we got this group. All right, these 3 out of here can play travel ball, so let's let them play travel ball. Alright, cause you never know, a kid that's playing rec ball might grow up to be the best player. And he might not even play travel ball, or she might not even play travel ball. So just providing the opportunity is one of the big things that we wanna offer. And also, we talked about this as a unit, the core values. Make sure our core values are strong, because right now, in the day and age we live, is blurred vision in the core values. Because what really goes on with winning is respect, sportsmanship, and that's what we wanna display. We wanna display that on social media, we wanna display that at school. I know another big thing is the sixth graders, right? A lot of sixth graders have problems because they don't have anybody checking on them at school. So we wanna get those sixth graders involved with our rec sport. Now, we can report to the principal, hey, these are the guys that's playing for us. Please let us know if they have any behavior problems. Alright, so that's kind of the direction that we wanna go, and we just need all hands on deck. We just need all hands on deck, we need, everybody involved, and like I said, I spoke to all those high school coaches. They're willing to do clinics, they're willing to come out and help out, and that's what it's gonna take. It's gonna take everybody on board, everybody bought in, and everybody support, because it's for, like I said, it's for the kids. It's for the kids, and it's gonna help our community. So, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all too.
Okay, so I think our next slide talks about a couple of the different leagues and things that mostly we've already talked about. All of the different sports that we would be participating in. Up here, I have a City of Clay volunteer application. Anyone who volunteers in our city needs to fill this out. It's got your personal information, the thing that you're interested in, how you're interested in serving, what experience and qualifications you have to do whatever it is you want to do. And then some personal references, because we kind of want to get to know you and make sure that you're a good fit. I think Mr. Rios mentioned that his group requires a background check, and that would be true for us as well. These are going to be up here on the table if you'd like to take one and fill it out. We've also got them posted. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's also one posted on the website, I think, so that you can click on and fill out and then email me. Because there's lots of volunteer opportunities that will be going on, not only in sports, but in other different areas within our city. So now we want to take your questions or comments, suggestions.
I'm just kind of curious about any kind of like, events at the ballpark. Let's say like, is there ability to have like food trucks there, or is it gonna
Absolutely.
take away from the concession stand?
I think you can do both, and on tournaments, for sure. In the city of Alabama, in the city of Clay, all that's required if you have is to have a food truck license. Of course, you have to have your Jefferson County Health, and you have to have a food server license. But you also need a business license in the city of Clay. And once you have your yearly business license in the city of Clay, you're welcome to set up your food truck in the designated
Can we,
appropriate areas, and certainly if they're at the ball field every Saturday for a tournament.
I'd like to see the city like advertise that and kind of bring people to the ballpark.
Absolutely, I agree. Any other comments or questions? I can answer.
Nothing other than just hopefully maybe like, big event, kicking off baseball season, softball season stuff.
Sure.
We'll have an opening day, first Saturday of the April.
Okay.
For Fool's Day.
Okay, so no tournament that day.
No, they won't be able to.
Right. Okay, how many people have we got, how many kids have we got for basketball? Because basketball's going on right now. We have a schedule, right?
that kinda shows all the different things. So soccer's getting ready to sign up, then we'll have baseball, soccer, t-ball, softball, t-ball sign-ups, of course, tournaments. Football and cheer from June to November. Flag football in the fall. Maybe partnering, if we need to, maybe partnering with some of the other local cities. Cause I know some of them are interested as well.
And we got a
Yes,
good,
ma'am.
we got a good, like, teams playing other cities type thing going.
Yep.
and all that.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
My question was, how and where are you all advertising? Where are you getting your kids from?
We have a couple of options. One, we have a website. You'll have to remind me what it is. Clayparks.org, I think. We will be announcing it on our Clay Facebook page. It will be on our new website. There it is. Clayparks.org. We also send out flyers. We'll put flyers on the local parks, like the bathroom doors at Cosby and at the pickleball court, because we didn't even mention pickleball. Alabama Open is coming March, spring break, the week of spring break.
That's good, yeah. And, we're gonna do so our whole goal is to get all the kids from our feeder parents. So if you go to Clay, if you go to Chalkville, or you go to Bryan Park, we wanna get out on parent nights, we wanna get out in the lunchroom, we wanna go to Publix sometimes, we wanna get to these high traffic areas, barbershops, and, get out in the streets and get these kids, so there's a lot of places like that, schools, like I said, parents night.
Posting a flyer up here at the barbershops would be,
Well, I wanna make sure the flyers are going to the kids.
So right now,
To take-
currently.
they don't do flyers
They're going through
anymore, we
Parent
do a
Square.
thing called Parent Square or
Yeah.
Park,
It's going through Parent Square.
Peach jar, thank you, our peach jar, and we would have to coordinate with the schools to allow us to put that flyer on those sites so that the parents get them, because, honestly, you know, people live off of their phone now, so that's where we need to be able to,
Well, the only
Give them
thing I was
information.
thinking too, is that only parents getting that, or is that kids getting those notices? Because you need the kid going to the parents saying, hey, I wanna play basketball, I wanna
Okay.
play football, I wanna play baseball.
okay,
Because otherwise, parents that are not very motivated, they're just not gonna say nothing to the kid, and the kid has no idea sign-ups are coming up.
okay, well, and that might be like he was talking about, the opportunity
Yeah.
to go to the school lunchroom or something.
I definitely want to say something.
Yes, sir.
Actually piggybacking on what he said and what Coach West said, I think that's probably one of the biggest issues about a large majority of our kids didn't know when the sign-up times and when the things were. A lot of the parents in here know, like my kid, he played in Irondale, and truth be told, we had a loaded team, and 40 of our kids was right off Old Springwood. They went to Chalkwood, they went to Clay team, and I've said it to some people in this room, it's not fair that my team and my son is playing another municipality when we live right here, and then truth be told, our team is one of the strongest teams in the league, and all our kids are up and down this road.
Okay,
So it's definitely a key that we, let them know when the sign-ups, like, in other
Right.
neighborhoods or other communities, you see the signs, you see the banners, they saying things at school, and I think that's gonna be the biggest key, is just catching our parents and our kids early.
right. We also have, right now, there's a thing about the sign up on our sign, our electric sign out here. We are in the process of putting another sign at the middle school, the elementary school, and the Clay Library. And so if we had opportunity to post that on those signs as well, then as you're driving by, you see the electric sign that says sign up. Right now, there are signs posted
All the, schools.
at the exits, excuse me, that are the banners. But unlike you, people live on their phone, and if you're driving, you can't take a picture of the banner. So, or please don't take a picture of the vendor. Do we have any more questions or comments? Yes, ma'am.
So my other question is, as far as, just to be totally honest, like, things are getting tight now. So are the kids having to pay, or do you guys have scholarships, or,
We will try to keep it low cost. There's never a time it'll be no cost. Now, there are scholarships, things available, and one of the things that we could do is we could maybe do some advertising of local, Rick, you
Yeah, one
address
thing we
it, how
talked
how
about,
Springville does that?
yes, one thing we talked about, building is maybe the banners on the fields and selling those, and that money would go into a fund for scholarships. And, the other thing we do, that we suggested is on the online registration, people who are able or would like to contribute towards scholarships, they have that opportunity to get back also. And that money would go into a fund, that would be managed by the Parks and Rec staff. And then you would fill out a scholarship form or application, for that sport, and then the park board would have a committee under that park board that would review that and then allocate a full or partial, scholarship, so.
not for me.
Yes, ma'am,
That's
yes,
my
ma'am.
baby. Terrell is my baby.
Oh, is he?
I don't have it, but I just know that.
But
when
it is
we
an
were-
issue.
When we were playing, we didn't have travel ball or whatnot, but after my husband was killed, they voted, we didn't pay anything else, but, I mean, not that we couldn't pay, they just decided that for us, but I know that there were parents that had multiple kids, and, you know, it's even
It's
tough,
true.
it's tough now, paying $7 for eggs, it's just kinda hard.
Right.
You know, you wanna keep your children, sports for me, I explained to him like, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. So we are going to keep you busy doing something, and that, you know, we had a community, and we all, I would take 6 boys to practice if they're, you know, so that's just kinda what we do.
Can you come fill out one of these forms?
But I tell you, in Springville, we started this, and I wasn't sure people would give back when they registered for sports. I thought, well, I'm not sure many people will support this, but they do. When they register, many people, you know, like the other day, I saw $200 come through on someone signing up for baseball. People that feel the need and, you know, to give back, and so that money would just accumulate and be there. The issue is, you have to have a good committee that reviews those and gives it out, because, you know, it needs to go to where the needs are most felt. So that's why you really want a good park board system to review those applications. And sometimes it's, hey, we you know, and what we do, if the money's there, we give it away. And if it's there in the fund, we give all that away each time if it's there, but sometimes it's just not there. But the community's learning that the way to get back and help, and so, I think that's something we could build here as well. We've talked about building.
All right, anybody else?
Jeremiah,
Yes.
Does have the free clinics though on Sunday
Right,
for people that
there are free clinics.
don't wanna pay something but still wanna get that work.
Okay, was somebody in the back?
It was me.
Yes, ma'am.
I just feel like, we need to offer consistency, especially with football. We've always had baseball, we've always had basketball. The issue is, as they are here say, a lot of our kids left and went to different parts because there was no consistency. So we've been spending the last few years trying to rebuild a park every single year up until the previous season. So a lot of parents are still skeptical about if I'm gonna bring my child back, because what happens if, okay, he plays this year, and then next year, we're like we were last year trying to hunt down a park. So, I don't know how we can, or how you all can rebuild the trust within the community to say, okay, this is a program, this is gonna stay, bring your kids here, we're gonna teach your children, we're gonna play your children, we're gonna make sure that your children are getting what they need within this community. So we're not at Ironwood, we're not at Centerport, we're not in Springfield, no offense, but, you know, we're just right here at home.
Right. Well, I would say that part of that's gonna be on the parents, willing to come out and help us build the program back.
And honestly, it's just gonna be year by year. You know, you got dedicated parents that gonna start with, you know, us parents with kids young, like him, me, and it's just gonna have to just be consistent. It's not gonna be what can they do, whatever, it's gonna be what all we can do collectively, you know, whether it's the coaches, whether it's the kids, it's just putting that safety net. It's not just that what we're gonna, we gotta make ourselves viable. Why our kids going to their park and why their kids not coming to ours?
But that's because no program was
Right.
ever guaranteed, like,
Right.
every single year, it was like, well, next year we're not gonna have it, and then next year we had it and we're in this league, next year we're not gonna do it, okay, we're gonna do it now, we're in this league, next year we're not gonna do it, we're gonna do it, and then by the time you say we're gonna do it, all of us have gone somewhere else. So it has to be some form of consistency so the community can see, okay, this is what they're doing over here, they want their kids to stay. At the end of the day, the high school wants these children, but it starts right here. It starts right here.
I agree.
So we have to feed into these children right here,
That's
so that
right.
they can make it to the high school, so that they can play here, and they're not at Tucson in 6 years. It starts right here.
And what you need is structure. That's the main
Right.
thing, because this is what happens in youth sports, and it just is what, you'll have one dad, and he got his kids out there, and he taking care of everything. And then when his kids leave, then the park go down, so that's what creating the structure and the board and getting people on board that not necessarily have kids out there. Cause like you got guys like Fred Flowers who don't have kids out there, but he can invest his time. So we have to have people with some power and some say-so that can come out there and invest their time. And we create this structure like, hey, no matter how many coaches we have in and out, we still have this system. And like I said, coaches, if you don't wanna deal with it, we sorry. You don't wanna abide by our rules, we gotta let you go. And that's just how it is, because the kids come first, and safety is so huge, especially what's going on now. Some of these parks got all this stuff going on around these kids, and it's not gonna happen, especially when I'm out there. So it's structure. That's what we need. We need structure so we can follow, and year in and year out, it doesn't change, it just gets better. So that's.
And it's not just the coaches, it's not just the kids, it's not just the parents even, it's really the whole community. There's a good portion of people who are 50 and older, who would hopefully buy in and want to participate. Maybe as in that commissioner role, that board role, that's out there and just assisting the parents as they're teaching, parenting, building character in their kids, that the ball field is a safe place to come, it's a safe place to hang out, it's a safe place to come watch a ball game. But that's one of the things that we need. So I agree with you, we need the consistency, but it's gonna take all of us working together to get there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I remember the first time I signed up to coach, I was very hesitant, and I just kind of went out on my own. But I can speak for softball. If anybody signs up to help coach a rec league or a rec team, I'll do everything I can to stand beside you and help coach. So just share that with anybody. And I think Jeremiah will do the same thing with baseball. Anybody that needs any help to coach it, we got their back. We're gonna help you succeed.
Well, I appreciate you coming this evening, I appreciate your time, and if any of you would like to volunteer for anything, we will look forward to receiving and reviewing your application. And if there's anything, unless there's something else, we are all free to go.
More close.